Hey there, hi there, ho there, friends. I am back with another snippet from Single is Your Superpower. All right, so here we are. This time, I wrote on this page, 3 6 2021. And again, this book is it's kind of a workbook that jogs your memory. It gets you thinking, and gets you to understand what it is that you want and what it is that you need in your dating life, or what it is that you're looking for. And as we get older, things change. So this page starts by saying, and it's a workbook. This is a worksheet portion of the book. It says, or section, one of the sections, it says, what do you want in your dating life? Select as many as you want. And then the page goes on to have a bunch of different things that you can check. It says, I want to have more patience. I want to no longer feel like I'm falling behind. I want to stop dating the wrong people. I want to feel less pressure to get it right. I want to love myself more. I want to stop giving my energy to the wrong people. I want to find someone who deserves me. I want to respect myself. I want to know what I actually want in a partner. That's a good one. Um, I'll come back to that. I want to have the confidence to trust my intuition. Come back to that too. I want to stop overthinking. I want to enjoy dating. And then I wrote in my notes, I put trust the energy that you receive and match it. I have something to say about that too. Okay, so this was interesting to me when I first read it, when I first looked at it, because usually when somebody says, what do you want in your dating life, or what do you want when you date, I kind of go through a checklist, which I know most of us do, or at least many of us do, go through a checklist of what I want in somebody else. Now, I was having a conversation not too long ago about that too, because there was a previous video that I did where I listed a whole bunch of stuff that I felt that I wanted, and I said that over the years, that what I wanted changed, and just basically saying, I need this, and I need that, and I need this, and I need that, and I need this. And I never really considered what the other person needs. So let's say that I'm dating someone and it turns into a long-term relationship. It turns into a marriage, let's say. I'm sorry about this. My phone I'm using today to record, and it keeps falling because I have my headphones connected. So what if I come across this person that is doing everything that I want, and that's giving me everything that I want in my dating life, and um, and I'm not fulfilling the person. Am I willing to fulfill the person? Am I willing to make the sacrifices that it might take without belittling myself, um, without causing myself any harm? And that has been a big thing for me, I think, in the past, and it's jaded me a lot, and it's been very difficult for me to move past. I wonder if anybody can relate to what I'm saying here. Um, I used to be that person where I sacrificed myself, actually. I didn't really weigh both sides and think about what the heck I wanted. I pretty much thought about, okay, well, I want this person. I want to be with this person. So now that this person is here, I'm not even thinking about who the person actually is. This is in the past. I'm using present tense, but I'm talking about the past. So I was never really thinking about who the person really was. I was just thinking about who I fantasized that person to be, who I pictured that person to be. And I used to hate, and it's ironic because I used to hate, just on a little side note, I used to hate when people did that to me. I dated this guy who was in love with the character. Now I say character, Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show, if you know The Cosby Show. And he was in love with that fictitious character. And for some reason, it came out later on in our arguments and tearing each other down, tearing each other apart in that relationship. I'm really sorry about this falling. It came out that he really felt that I was Claire Huxtable. And that sounds crazy, but basically what I'm saying is that he felt like the attributes, the qualities, the feeling that he got from that character, that he wanted somebody who was like that. That fictitious character that was made up by the writers of the show, right? And he basically felt like, that is what I was. Like, he saw me and he felt that I had some of the same attributes, I had some of the same qualities. I was well spoken, educated, pretty, and so everything else that went along with that character, he kind of put that in his head with before he knew me, seeing me being shy or just feeling awkward about. And I found out that that shy thing is, for me, is not really a thing per se, because you normally act shy in a situation or when you're around someone that you have nothing in common with, or that you don't know that you have something in common with. There's nothing to talk about, so you're kind of not in your comfort zone. So you're gonna clam up. You're gonna be quiet because you don't have anything to say. You don't have anything to talk about. You don't have anything that you can relate to at that moment or at that time. So you will tend to be more reserved. But anyway, in a nutshell, he kind of resented the fact that I wasn't that Claire Huxtable person. So he had a vision of who he thought I was, and it differed from who I was. Going the other way around, a lot of times I felt, and who can relate to this, I felt like I met a guy and he looked a certain way, and in my head, or maybe based on what I saw from him, maybe in passing or before we really got to know each other, I thought that he was gonna be. I created a character in my head as to what he was and what he was gonna be, and then in that space, I would kind of feel like, and this stems from the whole foster care thing and the whole neglect and the whole, you know, everything that I went through that I'll touch on little by little, from the past. It really um, gave me a sense of abandonment, and I felt really lucky to have something good, even if that good was in my head and something that I created. So I created this um, person that I thought that this dude or these dudes would be. And then from that, I would kind of just feel like I want to do everything possible to keep that person. And so I would do everything possible to keep that person, and 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 totally neglect me. Um, and so eventually it would make me resentful, because I would be deprived of a lot of my basic needs, and it was because, I kind of either pretended like, and it was a subconscious thing where I pretended like he was more important, like I didn't matter. Like, let's just say, um, maybe I needed to get sleep because I wanted to get up early in the morning, or I needed to get up early in the morning to go to work, and he wanted to talk, or he was up at 3 in the morning and he calls me at 3 in the morning, and I'm already asleep, and against my better judgment, I'll pick up the phone and then we'll talk, and then we're talking for 2 hours, and then I have to get up at 5, or I have to get up at 6, and just stuff like that where I was the one that was really suffering. And come to find out, they weren't even that person that I thought that they would be. It was my own imagination running away with me. And so it was really weird when I picked up this book and it said, "What do you want in your dating life?" And then these were the choices. It didn't say, "What did you want? What do you want in another person?" These were the choices, and these choices are more geared actually towards you or me, the individual that's reading, right? Um, which I thought was very interesting. And I'll just share with you some of the things that I checked off. Well, basically, I think I checked off every single thing except for three of them, and I'll leave that there. um, and then I'll go over to the next page where it says, "I'm single right now because," well, that took a lot of thought because a lot of people don't um, own up to why they're single. It's always about blaming someone else. So I don't even remember what I put there, so let me just skim through it before I even read this out loud. Okay, I think I can read this. So basically I wrote this the third month, 6th day of 2021, and it says, I put up with and stood for less than my worth. Should have been I put up, okay, I put up with, okay, I guess that makes sense. I put up with a lot of stuff and I stood for a lot of stuff, and I you know, undervalued myself basically, and in the past, until I couldn't take it anymore, because that shit gets tiring, right? Excuse my language. It couldn't get, it gets tiring. And, and at some point, I felt that, it was not worth pretending to accept what I don't. I was pretending to accept things that I really didn't accept, and I was tired. And in order to not be alone. Sometimes, and I said this, I remember saying this before, we settle for some stuff. We get into a relationship and we realize it's not working, and we settle for some stuff just so that we won't be alone. So that's great. I recognize that, huh? And then I put, I don't compromise or give up on settling, really. When I get tired of giving my all to someone who doesn't respect or care about me as much as I care about him. And then I put a comment down here that I won't say because I don't, in retrospect, think that that's a fair comment to make. But I'll just say that I think that right now what I'm doing is developing a sense of compromise, a sense of selflessness, selflessness, and just recognizing that, what's the word? Subservience. Being subservient doesn't have to mean that you're weak, right? Because my definition of being subservient back in the day was bowing down and doing everything that this man wants you to do, regardless of whether you like it, regardless of whether you find it demeaning, because you want to prove that you love him. Girl. But basically, I'm trying to find the balance where, sometimes, like, look at the people that have been married for 50 years and whatnot. They don't always like each other. They don't always love each other. And I think it's possible to be with somebody and be married to somebody for 50 years and neither one of you have cheated, physically or mentally. And, sometimes whatever it is, and I'm learning and I'm watching a lot of, and I'm seeing that they have a lot of YouTube channels now where you have married people who have been married for many, many years, over 10 years, who are basically attesting to the fact that this crap is hard work. It's work. It's work. It's work. It's work. Almost before the first year is over. And, you just got to be willing to put in the work, and you have to practice putting in the work, because even though I'm talking about relationships as far as being a couple and not exactly marriage per se right away, there are still some compromises that you're going to make. Sometimes that person may be excited about something that you're just not excited about. And sometimes, you may be a person like me who likes to hear themselves talk. And sometimes you want to step back and understand that your significant other may want to talk too, and they may also be a person that likes to talk. And you just have to be able to step back and sometimes feel like and know that it's okay to listen. That's hard. I'm gonna leave this here. um, Tell me what you think. Thank you for those of you who have been adding comments and keeping the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Um, Got any questions? Let's remember to keep it respectful. Share this with someone that you think would be interested or in hearing this or that needs to hear this. Like, subscribe, and yeah, let's keep the conversation going. Each one teach one. Love, peace, and hair grease.